Hello and welcome back to my playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV within the Final Fantasy Marathon, and in this episode I will be continuing the final act of A Realm Reborn by repelling the Garlean threat and then refocusing on the Dravanians and Ascians. So without further ado, let's get into it. And of course, the final high-end trial we need to do is the XIV Amphitheatre to take on the extreme Shiva fight, and then I don't think there will be anything else, unless maybe some of the new dungeons we've done since end up having anything to them. But who knows? Commander Lever sent word that you'd be coming. A veteran of your talents is most welcome. Not that I don't think we can handle the situation, mind you. I've learned a trick or two since that disaster with the Omolja. But returning to the task at hand. The Flames reconnaissance scouts have reported Imperial soldiers assembling at Rawbarn's push. Such a force is likely interested in only one thing: getting their hands on the resources found here at the processing plant. The Garleans could begin marching on us at any time. Pray speak with Lieutenant Edelstein that we might coordinate our counter-strategy. In the meantime, I will inform the others that you have arrived. No doubt it will be welcome tidings. It will indeed. Private Ironheart, my soldiers yet tell tales of your deeds during Operation Archon. With that we could sit a while and reminisce about old times, but I fear more pressing matters require our attention. The civilian droughtsmen, you see, have come across several highly suspicious crates within the boundaries of the processing plant. I had my sappers take a closer look, and our worst fears were confirmed. These boxes contain powerful explosive devices of Imperial design, no less. By my order, the Flames stationed here are conducting a thorough sweep of the compound as we speak. Though it troubles me that we are unable to apprehend the Imperial spy behind this, I have faith that our men will be able to neutralize the threat for now. In the meantime, our scouts bring troubling news on the latest movements of the Imperial army. I would once again ask for your aid. Is there something you require of me? No, but there is the quest, yep. We've been keeping a close eye on that Garlean garrison, and it would seem the Imperials have finally begun to mobilise. According to the reconnaissance report that just came in, the squad seen leaving the castrum are few too many in number to effectively take and hold our possession. They will likely mount a swift assault and focus on the acquisition of resources. I have, of course, also shared this report with the Crystal Braves. They've decided to take to the field to meet this assault head-on. I have apprised your fellow scions of the situation, and I'm heartened to know that they will be joining the effort. Pray report to Lieutenant Alian, and lend your much welcome strength to the counter-offensive. Here we go. Glad to have you with us, Aramir. As I'm sure Lieutenant Edelstein has explained, the Garleans have deployed a small force from Castrum Meridianum. Their main column assembles to the north near Dalamud's Talons, but we've also spied several squads attempted to conceal themselves on the approach to the west. They wish you to rush forth and commit to battle with the main column, leaving the detached force free to raid and plant and pillage supplies. Not much of a strategy, but these are desperate men. Captain Ilbird. Greetings, Scion. I understand the commander bids you and your fellows come lend a hand to the Braves. With such mighty heroes at his disposal, the force should have little trouble contending with aught the Garleans might throw at them. But even you cannot be everywhere at once. The Third was getting restless holed up in Ular. So I marched them out here to fill any holes in the plant's defences and add their numbers to your counterattack. The reinforcements are welcome. We've enough soldiers now to divide our own forces and safely engage the enemy far beyond the walls. Aye, it would be best to avoid staging a battle anywhere near this much ceruleum. Let's take this fight to the Garleans. A wise course indeed. I shudder to think of the consequences should any of these storage tanks be exposed to fire. If there are no objections, the Scions shall join the fourth and give battle to this main column. You're with the Third then, Warrior of Light. Your job will be to intercept these squads hiding out in the west and prevent them from reaching the processing plant. When you are ready to proceed, report to Lieutenant Yuyihase. His scouts should have a rough idea of where the Imperials have concealed themselves by now. A pleasure to be fighting at your side once more, Scion. Our operations invariably succeed when you're around, and victories are wont to pave the road to greater coin. Now, this detached force we've been sent to eliminate has split into smaller squads. The better to conceal themselves with the terrain hereabouts, I imagine. We'll need to split ourselves up as well to cover more ground, and make sure we root out all these would-be raiders. And seeing as you're an army unto yourself, I've assigned you your own areas to scour clean of enemy soldiers. Aye, this would be a simple search and destroy. We'll rendezvous back here when the task is done. Happy hunting, Zion. There we go. There we are. Their raiding parties are no more then. Excellent. The Amagina engineers will be most relieved to hear that the plant is no longer in any immediate danger. Thank you again for your assistance. You must be anxious for word of the fellows. Lieutenant Alian has reported a sound victory over the main column, and informs me that the Scions have already turned their attention to other duties. All but one, that is. The Rogadin lady with the large axe. To it appear she has chosen to remain at the site of the battle. I know not what task keeps her from returning to civilization, but Northern Fanland is no place to wander alone, even for a capable sort such as her. I would certainly feel better about things if you could check in on her before you continue on your way. What on earth is Moonbreeder doing?
hold on. I won't be a second. The beast seemed peckish, so I gave it a taste of my axe. I know. As Urianger never tires of reminding me, an axe ill becometh the hand of a scholar. What can I say? I like axes. To hear my mother tell it, I came into this world holding one. And it's not as if it stopped me picking up a quill, is it? I often think of the man who introduced me to the joys of learning. He's one of the reasons I decided to come to Eorzea. Him and my excruciatingly stiff childhood friend. Considering how unalike we are, it's a wonder we ever got on. The world's a strange old place, isn't it? Aye, that ought to do it.
It's just created an ether passageway.
So far, so good. At these concentrations, it shouldn't matter too much if something goes awry. Just enough ether to make it interesting. Did you see that? The way the crystal glowed? The siphon works, I'm happy to say. With a few refinements, it should satisfy our appetite for ether, which just leaves the small matter of forging our blade. I'm not sure how to go about it just yet, but I swear to find a way. I'll put a blade in your hands if it's the last thing I do.
He senses me. A useful talent.
Oh, it's one of the Ascians.
An Ascian? Are they onto us?
By your brand, I see you are an Archon of Garlean. Keeper of knowledge. Seeker of truth. Meddler.
I don't know what the hell's you're saying, but I don't much like your tone.
Your instincts serve you well. But come, be not unsettled on my account. That lovely brow was not made for frowns. But I waste my breath. Let me direct my words to one who understands them. We meet at last, warrior of light. I am Nabriales. And you have long been a thorn in my side. I suffered the overweening presence of La Habrea that men might host the power of gods, only for you to undo my hard work.
Oh, bugger.
Do settle down. You must concede that I acted in self-defense. But what's this? I do not sense the blessing of light. Oh, dear. Could it be that frail Hydelin has forgotten her champion? This I did not foresee. Shorn of light as you are no longer a threat. And better yet, the seal is broken. Now is the time to claim the staff. With it in my grasp, I shall rise above them all and take my place at Lord Zodiac's right hand.
What did that bastard want with us? Nabriales, he calls himself. With charm like that, I'll bet he has maidens falling at his feet, unconscious. But this staff, you say just talking about it had the bastard grinning like a brat on his name day. Must be quite a staff. Oh, gods. He means Tuximati, Master Louis Soir's staff. Minfilia's in danger. We have to get back to the Rising Stone.
Ah, shit. So he could sense that Aramir no longer has the that has Hydelin to protect him. Who sees it as the golden opportunity? Let's go. Oh dear.
You two.
So, you were able to divine my intent. What now, warrior of light? Ah, but that name is no longer fitting. You have become decidedly dull, and quite incapable of barring my entry.
What do you mean?
You truly do not know? Then I suppose it is only right that I enlighten you. The blessing of light kept you and your fellow meddlers safe. It was that which prevented my kind from entering your domain. My kind, I say, though it had no power over the likes of Elidibus and La Hebrea. Being of this world, they could come and go as they please, while I could only look on. But I need look no longer. Now that the seal is gone, I mean to act. Unlike the others, I am not given to waiting. I shall take that staff and bring about the next rejoining.
Rejoining? Then it was your doing. The Isle of Val, the scholars, all of it.
You will not harm her!
Oh shit.
Moonbreeder!
Why must you insist on forcing my hand? Did you learn nothing from our last meeting? Ah, but I forget. My words fall upon deaf ears.
The staff is but a broken relic, a memorial to the departed. What possible use could you have for it?
What use? You mean to say that all this time you kept the key, never knowing what it was you possessed? The staff Tupsimati, or rather the stone tablet it bears, is host to a great power. Together with the horn, it can be used to draw vast quantities of ether from its bearer's surroundings. How else do you think Louis Soir was able to invoke the power of the 12 without making them an offering of crystals? Summoning requires not only prayer, but a profusion of ether. Even a child knows that.
If I did not know before, you may be certain I do now. But above all, I know that we cannot allow this staff to fall into your hands. I will die before I let you take it.
Insufferable woman. I would happily end your miserable life here and now. Alas, Elidibus would never let me hear the end of it. Very well. If you will not part with the staff, I will take you too.
Well.
to them! Quickly! Before the rift closes!
Oh god. The chrysalis now accessible. There we go, as I thought. We get straight into it. Oh, this is the actual rift. Oh dear. Say, hey, oh shit, kill him, bitch, bring it out. Jesus. He uses the power of the vibes. Oh, come after me, bitch. Bastard. The end of days. Using triple, brilliant. He's tripled his spell casting. Attack me, damn it. I was doing this shit again. So as long as magic vulnerability isn't too high, that doesn't do a stupid amount. Ding ding ding. Of course. You thought that because ethereal tear. Has he got his health back then? I'm going to assume we need to get rid of these ads. Tanks only. I see, so tanks only to soak up comet damage. I understand. Kill me, On it goes. So So red orbs, magic vulnerability, black orbs, physical vulnerability. As long as you don't gain a stack, you're all good. This one. There we are. And there we are, secret Ascian man. Yeah, fist bump, let's go. Enjoy the story. Oh, I bet something's gonna be huge then. If they're saying enjoy the story, something big's gonna happen.
You're safe. Thank the 12.
We know that this is what happens.
You may have bested me this day, but what of the next? What of all the days to come? Remember, light no longer holds sway here. I may return whensoever I wish, again and again and again. Eventually, you will falter, and the staff will be mine. Until next time, scions.
There will be no next time. This is the end.
What trickery is this? No. No. Cannot. No.
Use Tube Samati to gather ether. Quickly, before he breaks free.
So now we know he's basically revealed to us what we needed.
Concentrate. Call to mind the time you struck down La Habrea with the Blade of Light. Why won't it work? Is it because we lack the blessing of light?
Damn it. So much ether. And it still isn't enough.
Fools! No mortal prison can contain me. I shall make you pay for your insolence.
Please, Mother Heidelin, hearken to our plea. Lend us your divine light. Why can you not hear us? Do our words no longer reach you?
If only we had a bit more ether.
Moonbreeder, what are you doing?
Master Louisoix, I understand now the choice you made in death. There is life. Farewell, Urianger. You damned old coot.
She's going to sacrifice herself so that the ether produced is enough.
Moonbreeder, no! You mustn't!
What? No! It cannot end! I am eternal! I am immortal!
I don't think so, mate. Night, night, you motherfucker. Oi!
Moonbreeder. She's gone. You did it, my friend. The Ascian is dead.
We didn't know her for too long, but very sage, all the
This
same.
device is a legacy of Moonbreeder's toils and sacrifice. I shall hold on to it for safekeeping.
Minthelia, are you all right?
I am.
Oh, we were surveying northern Thanalan when we received the distress call. We returned as swiftly as we were able.
It seems you have everything in hand, however.
What happened here? Where is Moonbreeder?
She gave her life to temper the Blade of Light. I have no words.
Rather than await the inevitable, she took her fate into her own hands.
Does Urianger know?
My friend, there is something I must tell you.
I heard all, my lady. The
Poor
moon
Urianger.
singeth, taking her leave of the heavens, yet her passing heraldeth the coming of a new day. Moonbreeder hath fulfilled her destiny, hath she not? Long ago, far across the seas in the Garlean motherland, Moonbreeder and I did study under the sage tutelage of Master Louisoix. Full oft did he impress upon us that knowledge existeth to serve the greater good. His sentiment, however, was contrary to the nation's policy of neutrality, which censured intercedence in the affairs of foreign lands. In spite of vehement opposition, he founded the Circle of Knowing, and journeyed hither to the heart of Eorzea. Through his noble sacrifice was the realm spared its doom. Yet this great soul, whom all should rightly have honored, was branded a pariah in his own land. His peers did accuse him of forsaking his duty as a man of learning, and of meddling in the course of history. When he left Garlean behind, Master Louisoix gave no word to signal his intent to Moonbreeder. Close as they were, as master and disciple, she was deeply wounded by the sudden exclusion from his confidence. Above all, however, she was confused. Try as she might, she could ill comprehend her master's motive. The slanders that were heaped upon him after his passing served only to inflame the turmoil within her. For years upon end, she knew not what to believe. Torn as she was twixt the man whom she revered and the man who forsook her and his duty both.
The Louisoix I knew would never forsake his duty, much less one of his own.
This I know full well, my lady. 'Twas not for want of love that Master Louisoix hid his intent. He but desired that Moonbreeder discover her own path, free of the shadow of his influence. Long did I contemplate revealing the truth to her, and long did I hold my peace. After all, was it not Master Louisoix's wish that she come to the truth unaided? I told myself it was, and resolved to let her suffer. Knowingly did I deny my friend the comfort she craved. And now she...
Oh, God. Oh, shit.
Speakest thou in earnest? Did Moonbreeder truly come to understand Master Louisoix's will before the end? The realization hath set her free. She may now find the peace which hath for so long eluded her. Oh, Moonbreeder, my dearest, how I shall miss thee.
Moonbreeder gave her life that we might possess the means to defeat the Ascians. Her sacrifice must not be in vain. Let us continue her work on the Blade of Aether and see it to completion.
My lady, I would mourn Moonbreeder in mine own way. I beg your permission to return to the Waking Sands.
Of course, my friend. Take all the time you require. We shall be here should you have need of us.
Very sad, but there we are. Now that is done, we just continue with this. Now Earth's Fount, we could maybe have another Odin fight eventually, but I'm not sure. Here we are. Never have I seen Urianger so utterly defeated. No one should be made to suffer such grief. We shall gather in the Garlean manor to celebrate Moonbreeder's life and mourn her passing. I think that's the first properly sad moment of FF14. They haven't really gone for that style yet, but now they've gone and done it. As Moonbreeder was a native of Garlean, I feel it is only fitting that we gather before the Mark of the Scholar. Are you familiar with the stone? It is a monument found at Rathfrost, and is sacred to Faliak, guardian deity of the City of Learning. There shall we pray for our dear friend's soul, and bid her a peaceful return to the light of the Mother Crystal. This might be the end, because I'd imagine that boss fight would be a suitable final boss. And that sacrifice as well. Maybe this is the end of A Realm Reborn and then we get DLC 1. Well, there's not actually many people needed to get into the Shiva fight. I don't know how ridiculous the Shiva fight's going to be. Oh, here we are.
Forgive me, Moonbreeder. Had I been quicker or wiser, but I was not, and you paid the price. But you would not suffer us to wallow in our sorrow, would you? You would tell us to pick ourselves up and get on with it. And so we shall. We shall defend this realm and her people to the last.
It's Midgard Sorma.
Life for death, a fair exchange. Other bargains will be struck.
Oh, so only we could hear that. Here we go. What am I doing? This way. Though we have said our farewells, the pool of sadness has diminished but little. Forgive me, as antecedent, 'tis my job to be the pillar of strength for all others to lean upon. Yet I also believe the grief we now feel is precious in its own way, and not to be lightly swept aside. Do you not agree, Aramir? It is as if a dagger has been thrust into my breast. But 'tis a pain we must learn to bear if we are to forge ahead with our duty. The battles we have fought have taken the lives of so many. Louis Soir, Moonbreeder, our fellows at the Waking Sands. Their spirit and dedication to our cause, however, will never be lost as long as we rise to fight once more. I hardly need remind you of this, of course. 'Tis for my own benefit that I repeat these words, a reaffirmation of mine own chosen path. If I do not rebuild the foundation of my resolve, I am like to collapse in a fit of weeping. My apologies again, Aramir. There is no other to whom I could display such weakness. You are my pillar of strength, and I fear I shall have need of your steadfast presence in the day to come. A victory won, a comrade lost, to honour the fallen the living forge ever on, towards the light of a new day. Well, it's not quite the end of A Realm Reborn yet, I thought it was. But yeah, Minfilla has a request to make of you. Have you a moment, Aramir? I believe Ida wished a word with you. I should consider it a personal favour if you would lend a sympathetic ear to her troubles. She has not been herself since Moonbreeder's passing, and my heart aches to see her so downcast. Here we are. Hey, it's Aramir, great. Oh, it's no use, I'm trying to stay positive, but it's just hard, you know. The thing is, I know Moon would tell me off if she saw me moping around like this. Yeah, I'll do that cutscene after. Good thing I didn't get too far into it. But let's see if this takes a fucking hour like Ramu did last night. Right. She turns herself into Shiva once more. I wonder what gimmicks we have to adopt this fucking time. Oh, hang on. When she has a sword and shield, stand in front of her. If she has a bow, stand behind her. So sword and shield in front, bow behind. Sword and shield in front. It's just if she has a bow behind. So behind. Oof. I've got to stick to Shiva. Oh, it's got sword and shield, so stick in front. I don't know why they don't like it when players new to a fight don't know what they're doing. You're new to a fight, of course you're not going to fucking know what you're doing. Don't tell me you're using diamond dust. You can fuck off if you're doing diamond dust. Ah. Right, and how do we stop diamond dust? You gonna say that? You're just gonna be fucking... Why the fuck are you rushing ahead? Co-tank, take ads from me please so I can see her swap weapon. Oh wow. But I've got if I'm tanking Shiva then I can't take the ads off. Unless Shiva sticks with me after I take Shiva off, but yeah. We'll have to see. Hello, pressing left, thank you. Right, sorry. See what weapon she's got. Take them all off. I've got all ice soldiers on me, look. Oh, but both healers die anyway. Yeah. Fucking... Definitely my fault, isn't it? God, I got knocked off the edge there. Right, we can all get revived before she uses diamond dust because it won't do as much damage as it's meant to. Are we reviving or not? At least that's it. Need at least one tank. Get the other, that tank and the other healer. And then we need to get the other healer up, then me, then the other DPS. Right, both healers are up. She's dealing ridiculous damage. I need... Right, the other tank needs to be like healed. Yes, right, we're both up. Right. Come here, bitch. Shit. They're all going to break if I'm not careful. Who the fuck's complaining about tanking? Get the fuck on with it. Oi, over here, dickhead. What the fuck is this damage? I might just be blind, but I find it very difficult to see as well. But it's not as bad as the Ramu fight. Have to keep an eye on what weapon she has. Right. So she's got sword and shield, so in front. Caramba. It doesn't help that our level 50 there get absolutely fucked. We need to get this fight wrapped up soon though. So it's like when I get the soldiers off of them, you need to pay attention to where the fuck I need to stand. Over here, bitches. Oh, I'm glad you can't fall off the edge. Look at that. Perfect. That is the perfect tank. Where was I going with all the ads? I was fucking keeping her away from Shiva. played about the most silly things on here. I'll tank this bitch. By bow, did they mean staff? I'm not sure. Right, both healers are up. That's it, just heal yourselves, get everyone stabilised, then I need to be up next. I know DPS do the damage, but I need to be alive with a tank. Well, I mean, she's attacking me at least. Perfect. Can't ask for anything more. But even though I'm very wounded, I'll take her back off you, look. Come here, bitch. You can fucking beat me up. Go on. Come on, nearly done. Alright, let's fucking go. Let it go. I get it. I mean, if this was 14 or 15, then it would have come out. When did Frozen come out? I don't know, but it would have been cheeky reference close to when it came out, see? Just shows how much time fucking goes. I mean, as long as we're fucking... I did not care about what they're saying, to be honest. They can go fuck themselves. Right, so we did the first few bits of dialogue here. Hey, it's Aramir, great. Oh, it's no use, I'm trying to stay positive, but it's just hard, you know. The thing is, I know Moan would tell me off if she saw me moping around like this, which is why I decided to cheer myself up by getting a special flower. I placed an order for a moon daisy with Marina a little while ago, and it's ready to be picked up. Trouble is, I find Marina a bit difficult at the best of times, and well, this isn't one of them. I know it's silly, but I just can't face it at the moment, so I was wondering, do you think you could maybe collect it for me? I have the coin to pay for the flower right here. Thank you so much. I'll be waiting for you and the daisy at Rathfrost. Right, so oof. That needs to be repaired sooner rather than later. I bet Ramu took off so much of that. But they were moaning about me being a Kotang. Fuck off. I'm no side character. Literally, both tanks should just work together. Like, complain about me provoking as a co-tank. I mean, is that just meant to be... or whatever. Is that a reparations shop there? Yeah, it is. Damn, boy. What can I do for you today, adventurer? Eldritch trinket to trade? Ah, they've got you running errands now. Them scions really know how to make the most of your talents, don't they? Sending the saviour of Eorzea to the bleeding market. Fine use of your time, that is. Seriously though, you'd best learn how to say no, or they'll have you mucking out the chocobo stables next. Speaking of that, what is my currency? That's not what I want. Oof. Okay. Yeah, no. Right, before we do this, stop. All these are done. Go back to try and get in these bad boys. Rena can be so annoying. She just will not take no for an answer. Every time I visit her, she insists I replace my visor with something more fashionable. When I tell her I like it just fine the way it is, she says it again, and then again, and then again. It drives me crazy. What I mean to say is I really appreciate you doing this for me. Moonbreeder love these things, you know. I hope that somewhere, somehow, She knows I'm still thinking of her.
I'll never forget you, Moon. None of us will.
The song riseth to a crescendo.
What are you? Stop speaking in riddles, lad. Oh shit. The Dravanians are here. So we've dispelled of the Ascian threat for now, but of course we've still got the Dravanians to deal with, and here they are.
Is that what I think it is?
Hello, can you hear me? We have received grave tidings from Ishgard. Pray return to the Rising Stones at once.
Well, fuck. We've dealt with two different threats today. The Garleans and an Ascian. Now we've got the Dravanians to deal with. Anyway. I'm going to quickly do this. Hand in the sheath one. Then I'll probably get another ring. That'll be everything I need. And then I've got a full set of level 130 equipment. Bam, bam. Bum 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 ba da ba da ba 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 da ba da ba da ba 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 da ba da ba 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 da ba da ba 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 ba. Bum 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 bum. Dun, 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 dun. Where's Dreamont? How on earth have I done that? Speak to Oriange. Da 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 da. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Bum bum ba bum bum ba ba bum bum. So you got the possibility of there being an Odin fight coming up? Who knows? Or this could be it, we shall see. No, I think that is it. So in terms of them three, and Thorn March, and that. We've got Odin, maybe. Then we've also got these three, but who knows? Right, here we go. My apologies for the interruption. I was deeply saddened to learn of Moonbreeder's passing. Her loss will be sorely felt. Alas, recent developments in Ishgard leave us little time to mourn. The envoy from Kurthus will soon arrive, and we must hasten to hear her report. The envoy is here. I thank you for receiving me at such short notice. Time is of the essence, so I would forego the usual pleasantries, if I may. Certainly. You come with news of the Dravanians? Aye. The dragons have begun their attack in earnest. The first wave reached the central highlands a short while ago, and battle was joined soon thereafter. Sir Aymeric himself sallied forth with a contingent of temple knights and several companies of his noble house's finest. Though the beasts were ultimately forced into retreat, our victory, if such it may be called, came at the cost of many of our own, too many. We will not withstand a second wave should the Dravanians renew their assault. You paint a grim picture, my lady. It is reinforcements you seek, then? We do. Though it pricks our pride, it is plain we cannot protect Ishgard with our ranks thus thinned by the horde. Sir Aymeric would meet with you to discuss the possibility of enlisting your aid. Very well, I shall depart for Kurthus at once. I must warn you, however, that the involvement of the Crystal Braves is by no means assured. Our commitment to quelling the unrest in Uldar must take precedence. It is with such contingencies in mind that I must make another request. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn are known for sharing close ties with all three of the grand companies of Eorzea. Would you consent to plead our case to their leaders? They will gladly appeal to the grand companies on your behalf. I dare not promise a favourable reply. You need say no more. Considering our past dealings with the Eorzean alliance, I can well imagine how our plea will be received. But the fate of Ishgard hangs in the balance. We must explore every avenue still open to us, no matter how unpromising. I see. Very well. I shall send envoys to each of the allied nations and have them present your request directly to the heads of the grand companies. In the event that your plea does not receive a favourable answer, know that any support is certain to be conditional. Demands will be made of Ishgard. That is only to be expected. Rest assured that I speak with Sir Aymeric's authority in this matter, and that our actions are fully sanctioned by the Holy See. Which brings me to my final request, a personal appeal to you, Warrior of Light. The Lord Commander much desires to speak with you, regardless of your fellows' involvement. You faced Midgard Sormer and survived. Anything you can share of your experience may yield us an advantage over our foe. Thank you. You wear the mantle of hero well. 'Twould seem the road leads us both to Camp Dragonhead. Seek me out when you arrive, Aramir. Interesting developments have surfaced. Maybe this will be the end of A Realm Reborn. I mean, I don't know what will be the end, but yes. Because any Ascians we face from now on. It's Ice Heart.
The sons must answer for their father's misdeeds. Only then will the cycle be broken. Brothers and sisters of the heavens, we raise our voices and join you in the chorus. The sinner's feeble magics are undone. Come, claim your retribution.
Oh dear. Let's go. It seems I was the swifter, Aramir. You two, however, have arrived with time to spare, for our host is yet to make an appearance. The murmurings about camp tell of some manner of trouble at the gates of judgment. In the Lord Commander's absence. Absence? Absence. I suggest we visit the place and find out what is afoot. That's not good. No. The gates of judgment are much more than mere doors. There are the outermost layers of Ishgard's magical wards. It's our first line of defence can be so easily shattered. When I laid eyes upon Lady Iceheart, I felt the marrow freeze within my bones. Heretic scum, how dare they meddle with our divine protections? I shall rid our nation of their blasphemy, even if it means cutting them down one by one. We need not fret over much. There are yet several layers of arcane protection that shield the city from invasion. Mother will be fine. Are you sure about that? It would seem the heretics struck the first and most telling blow against Ishgard. Scions, we expected you at Camp Dragonhead. My apologies, we chanced to hear that there had been trouble at the gates and thought it prudent to investigate the cause. Then you have learned of the heretics' treachery. Lady Iceheart led a force of her followers against our defenders, and came close enough to dispel the first of our wards. But let us speak more of this back at the camp. Sir Imric waits you. Lady Iceheart has grown bold indeed if she would risk direct action against the city. Come, let us do what we were bid and return to Camp Dragonhead. Yep. 'Tis reassuring indeed to behold the accountants of a friend when one's homeland teeters upon the very brink of disaster. Though a single misstep could send us plunging into the abyss, your heroic presence stokes the flames of courage within my heart. Ah, you did not come to Dragonhead to listen to my prattling. The Lord Commander has arrived and would treat with you in the intercessory. Oh shit. Yep. Do 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 do. I thank you for coming with such haste, and apologise for my absence. Suffice it to say, Lady Iceheart and her heretics have much to answer for. Yes, we are but recently returned from the gates of judgment ourselves. Given the circumstances, we can't understand if you would prefer to postpone our appointed audience. Well, on the contrary, Master Alphino, I think it more important than ever that this meeting take place. Rest assured, I shall return to my post on Ishgard's walls the moment our business is concluded. Before we move on to the subject of reinforcements, however, I would introduce you to a close friend and stalwart ally, Estinian. Is that Kane from FF4? May I present to you Ishgard's Azure Dragoon? An impressive title, though I confess I know pretty little of the Order of Dragoons. They are formidable warriors. Oh, Lance Estinian is without equal. He, out of all the warriors of Ishgard, was chosen to wield the power of dragons, and made us contend with any Dravanian. You flatter me overmuch, Lord Commander. So, you are the adventurer of whom they spoke. I see now why my blood fair sang in anticipation of our meeting. I think he's the cover of Heavensward. Because I have Sid from Kane from the FF14 Kane as one of my backgrounds as well. Well, now that we have all been introduced, let us proceed to the matter at hand. Why am I yawning so much? I would share with you what we have learned of Iceheart's design, as confessed by the heretics taken captive under the assault on the gates. It would seem that Lady Iceheart and the Dravanians share a common goal, the reclamation of Nidhogg's stolen eye. Nidhogg, one of the 7 great worms? His name features prominently in your nation's history, though once defeated by the hero Haldrath, the beast is said to have terrorised Kurthus since Ishgard's founding. Aye, many of the scars our walls bear from Nidhogg's relentless efforts to raise the city. The trophy Haldrath plucked from the bested worm's skull, known simply as the Eye, is a treasured relic of Ishgard and one possessed of untold power. Should it ever be returned to Nidhogg, the dread creature would be restored to the height of his strength, and then no wall or ward we could erect would be stout enough to deny him. My vengeful son hath waged war against Ishgard for 1,000 years. No mortal mind could comprehend the depths of his rancour. The Eye itself is secreted deep within the vault. It is kept under heavy guard, surrounded at all times by men and women who have proven their loyalty to the Holy See. But though stout walls and sharp blades may suffice to discourage the heretics, the dragons are another matter. There are individuals within the Dravanian horde whom an entire company of knights would labour to repel, to say nothing of Nidhogg himself. Nor does age rob them of their strength, though the endless march of years the dragons endure, patient, calculating, and inexorable. You must understand, these creatures do not share our perception of time, and that is especially true of the great worms, they who spend centuries in slumber only to wake and resume their campaign as if mere hours had passed. It has been 20 years since Nidhogg last darkened our skies, 20 years for him to gather his strength, and for us to bolster our defences, and now, just as he seems primed to return, the heretics strike at the gate. You believe that Lady Iceheart is in league with the creature, then? Of that, we cannot be certain. Though we know the heretics covet the eye, we have been unable to determine their plans for it. Such questions aside, we must needs address the ragged hole their mistress has seen fit to rend in Ishgard's protections. 'Tis a weakness the Dravanians are not like to leave untested. So it would seem you have described your plight in admirable detail, Lord Commander. Yet I cannot help but wonder at your candour. Why share such sensitive information with us? I shall speak plain. Ishgard has need of allies, and I would have you bolster our front lines in readiness for the coming battle against the dragons. This much I expected. Unlike our arrangement concerning the Keeper of the Lake, however, only you stand to benefit from our assistance in this matter. I fail to see why we should intervene in a conflict which concerns only Ishgard and Dravania. When the Eorzean alliance requested Ishgard's assistance during Operation Archon, you refused us. Does it not seem grossly unjust to demand that we now risk our lives in your private war? I make no attempt to defend my country's conduct. I only ask that you consider what would follow were Ishgard to fall. Having razed our city to the ground, the Horde would have little cause to linger, and most would return to their lairs in Dravania. Soon thereafter, the ruins of Kurthus would be buried in snow, and the land would become the sole province of beasts and beastmen. Until the Garleans' arrival, that is, for you may be certain that the Empire would not hesitate to claim Kurthus. They would not even have to draw steel. An imperial province sharing a border with Mordona. 7 hells. Very well. We will assist you in repelling the dragons. The roar of a great worm may have shaken the firmament, but we of Eorzea will not abandon our Ishgardian brothers to face the coming horde alone. Nor did I ever think you would. Now, upon the matter of the roar, allow me, Sir Aymeric. Through the power of the eye, I have become the vessel of Nidhogg's strength. His essence has stolen into my very blood. Fear not, I am in full control of my faculties, I assure you, and the eye itself is of no relevance to this fate. It is not essential that I bear it with me wheresoever I go. Its lingering influence does, however, allow me to hear Nidhogg's voice. Then the worm who roared was Nidhogg, aye. He means to hurl his horde against Danifan's collar and shatter the remaining wards that protect the city. There cannot be no doubt. The worm has summoned his minions to war. Though the circumstances are far from ideal, the desperate endeavour will at least provide us an opportunity to bring the sister states of Eorzea together in common cause. Sir Aymeric was more ruthless in his negotiations than I had anticipated. I suppose one must give no quarter when one's home is at stake. But did you see the look on his face when he formally requested our assistance? Though the Lord Commander has long campaigned for Ishgard to open its gates to outsiders, I suspect this softening of the Holy See's attitude towards foreign cooperation comes as something of a bittersweet victory. The days ahead promise to be interesting indeed. If we are to aid the Ishgardians in the war of theirs, preparations will have to be made, and soon. Before proceeding, however, we must need return to the Rising Stones and make our report to the antecedent. Right, we'll do this, and then we'll end the stream shortly after. Ignore me, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, this is quite cute. We're going to be ending this bastardo. I'm going to assume this Dravanian war, and whatever the results that follow, will mark the end of A Realm Reborn. Could be good, could be bad. Who knows? It's alright telling me that all 125 parties currently recruiting. Yeah, they all match my search conditions. You're right, good. Yeah, well, fucking never got into a binding call of Bahamut because no one does it.
Alphino, it is good to see you. Tell me, what have you learned?
Pray summon the others. Everyone must hear my report.
So this was all but a taste of what's to come.
Indeed. The main host advances upon Ishgard as we speak.
Whose vaunted defenses have been nullified.
Shorn of its wards, the city will bear the full force of Nidhogg's fury.
All those people.
Alphino is right. The Dravanians cannot be allowed to prevail. If Ishgard falls, all of Eorzea will suffer the consequences.
Then you agree that we have no choice but to intervene. For the good of the realm, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn and the Crystal Braves must join the defense of Ishgard.
Let there be no ambiguity about what has been proposed. We would be directly intervening in the war. But if all here believe the cause to be just, then to war we shall go. The path we now embark upon is perilous, but I pray you will walk with us to the end.
Nod. There we are.
For those we have lost, for those we can yet save.
Then it is settled. I shall inform the Council of our intentions and request that they contribute their own forces to the defense of Ishgard.
Well, well, well. I have bid the Archons travel to their assigned nations. Should the members of the Alliance agree to pledge Grand Company soldiers to Ishgard's cause, our comrades will be on hand to act as intermediaries for the duration of the conflict. The small matter of persuading the Alliance leaders to grant such support I leave to Alphino. For you, my friend, a different task awaits. Have you to reach out to your fellow adventurers and gather what allies you may for the coming siege. I would also have you consider the matter of your own security. Revenant's Toll is but a short flight from the snowfields of Kurthus. It is not unimaginable that the fighting may spill across the border. Pray brief Splathborn on the brewing conflict and discuss potential contingencies. The frontier settlers must be prepared for aught that might wing its way over our walls. I only hope that such precautions prove unnecessary. Before you leave, might I suggest that you have Tartaru accompany you? She has a talent for administration and a firm grasp of the practical challenges we may encounter. I might as well continue, get as close as we can to the war itself before I end it. We are rather close to Kurthus, aren't we? We'd best see to our own defences and take stock of our supplies. Oh, and we'll also need to have beds and bandages laid out just in case. A good receptionist is ready for an eventuality. Let's go, Aramir. I have 101 things to discuss with Splathborn. I appreciate the warning. If war is coming to Kurthus, then the toll must be made ready. I'll increase the number of patrols and lookouts immediately. I'll also see about finding room for an infirmary, as well as temporary housing for victims of the conflict. Ishgard has done well by us in the past, and I would return the favour. But as for rounding up volunteers for the fighting itself, I'm afraid I must disappoint you. I'll not send my fellow guild members to die on Ishgardian soil, and I'm certain headquarters will say the same. There will be no official Adventurers Guild presence at this siege. That said, each adventurer is of course free to do as he or she will. I shall have a word with some of my more capable colleagues on your behalf, and you might try your luck here in Revenant's Toll. I dare say there are a few stout souls about town who will answer your call to arms. Let's get started, shall we? We have a town to rouse. Spare me your talk of glory and fame. I'm not in the habit of volunteering for lost causes. I'll survive this long by trusting my instincts, and my instincts tell me to stay well away from Ishgard. Fair enough. Bit rude the way you did it, but it's fine. If you wanted to fight, I'd fuck you up. Ishgard sounds like she's in a right mess, but that ain't what I wanted to talk to you about. I need you to cast your mind back to that scuffle with the Empire out by the processing plant. The lad from little Ala Amigo by the name of Wilrod was there with the 4th that day. I want to know if you've seen him since, have you? God damn it, I feared as much. No one's bloody seen him. It's like the ground opened up and swallowed him whole. But that ain't all. Around the time Wilrod stopped turning up for duty, then black market weapons went missing from our vault in Uldar. So now, of course, half the braids suspect the lad are making off with the goods. Folk like to believe our company's disciplined fighting force, but as you and me both know, it's no more than a motley collection of mercenaries, adventurers, and Grand Company veterans. The only thing that binds us together in some vague oath about fighting for the freedom of all, that and a steady pay. Now, compared to most others in this crew, Wilrod's a fresh-faced novice, a bleeding whelp among wolves. But the boy's got passion. When he talks about being a guardian of Eorzea, he bloody well meant it. A lad like him wouldn't rub us blind and bugger off like that. He ain't the type. And then, and this is just between you and me, mind, there's the fact that the lad wanted to tell me about something queer he'd noticed in the ledgers. Something about the Braves' number not adding up. Aye, there's a villain at the end of this trail I've stumbled on, and I bet me good eye it ain't young Wilrod. Anyway, you've got a war to wade, so I'll let you get on. I just thought someone should know. I'll be seeing you, Aramir. Interesting. So Ishgard seeks sellswords to bolster its ranks, eh? No, I'm not sure I like the sound of this siege. Those nobles will surely be generous with their rewards. But I've pledged myself to guard Revenant's Toll. Modest work though it is, I am loath to break the terms of my contract. What to do. I mean, if the war gets close to here, you might as well help out. That's all I'm saying. Sell my blade to the Ishgardians? Well, them dragons are a fearsome lot, but I'd slay my fair share if the coin was good. I've worked for one of them knights before, you know, watched me like a bloody hawk, he did. Still, I'd put up with worse than that for a heavy purse. Might as well do it for the money. We all do shit jobs just to get money at some point in our lives. It's just what's got to be done. Volunteer my service in defence of Ishgard? I think not. Dragons claim the lives of every one of my brothers. I do not mean to offer them mine. 'Twas to escape such a fate that I took up the mantle of adventurer in the first place. I would sooner die in the pursuit of fortune than huddled behind an icy wall. Fair enough, mate, but didn't fucking ask. Bit rude, I know. Whoops. There you are, Amir. So, did you sway any hearts? 1 or 2, eh? Well, added to mine, that makes 3 or 4. Not including Slathborn's friends. We won't have the largest company in the army, but I'd say 1 Revenant's Toll veteran is worth a dozen clanking knights at least. Oh, so you've been caught up with recruiting that. I almost forgot. There's been word from Alphino. Apparently the Alliance leaders are convening in Uldar to discuss Ishgar's plight, and they requested your presence as usual. Anyway, you'd best make your way to Uldar, or you'll be late. Alphino says that he would meet you on the Royal Promenade. Well, we're gonna travel to Uldar. And then we're going to leave it there, because it's nearly 2 hours. Done as many quests as I can. But now, we have to finish preparing for the war, and then we need to join the war, which will be, of course, tomorrow. However, I hope you have enjoyed this episode of my playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV within the Final Fantasy Marathon. And in the next episode, I will be making the final preparations towards helping Dravania in the war, and then I will be helping them go into war. Until then, hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode.